Daniel means the judgment of God. In the book of Daniel, Daniel is telling Nebuchadnezzar about a dream, a nightmare, in which he was going to be eaten with the beasts of the field, right? But now when you go to the book of Job, it's in the book of Job, when they say the beasts put on sackcloth and covered themselves with coal as they repent for their transgression. Now, first of all, if this motherfucker Nebuchadnezzar was the king and he thought he was one of the beasts of the field, that means in his mind he didn't see no separation between him and them savages that he roamed among that called themselves the flock, the beast of the field. Now, what the fuck is a beast? Right? Now, in the book of Revelations, it tells you that the number of the beast is the number of a man. So a man, age of majority is 18. No, it's 21. And 21 is 3 sevens. So that man would have to be born as a 7 son seed of a 7 seed of a 7th seed. As Rakim say, he was born with 3 sevens in his head, right? So that's a mother line 7 sisters flip of 7 sisters flip of 7 sisters to flip a son. This is zigzag zig, top of the line flip, master to master, matriarch to matriarch, in a roundabout in order to quarantine off the righteous queens, the matriarchs of the earth, the brides of the earth family, in order to keep out all of the rogue elements, those ravenous mastodons that try to bully their way through the elephants until the elephant herd forms the motherfucking wall. And the wall makes the circle. And they hook up tail to motherfucking nose. That way the circle remain unbroken. So when they doing the dirt that they doing, it can't penetrate because the outer circle is now become the inner circle. What was the 360 around the rim is now the 3.14 in the middle. And what's the 3.14? That's a 2-ball cane flip off the 2 sevens that flipped the 14 into a 5. This is a gangbanger flip off of a P stone. Larry, the 21 brick, flip became G. So the cold brick is on the motherfucking GD line in the Blue Lodge now. Y'all motherfuckers ain't watching the long game. So when Larry flipped, the 7 became the L. And the L became the last, because the last got to be made first. So that means the Omega Wolf became the Zeta Wolf off the zigzag flip, because they all bumped him out of the picture, because he was the stone that the builder rejected. The folks didn't accept him because they knew he had motherfucking stone traits. But because he was a stone, he stayed true to the blue through the weather and the storm. But he identified with the P stone. And the P stone is the pussy stone. And the pussy stone is the pearl tongue. And the pearl is the mother's pearl. And the mother's pearl is the virgin daughter. And the virgin daughter is the Virgin Mary. And the Virgin Mary is the young maiden. And the young maiden is the maiden of the earth. And the maiden of the earth is the one who is the heir to sit in the seat of the queen of heaven and earth when she earned the ranking of high seat queen as chosen by the matriarchs of the earth. But in order to do that, she needed masculine in order to make sure that can't nobody get by it. But the thing they didn't tell y'all about Dorothy, when you go back to the book and you look at the original paintings, Dorothy used to carry a teddy bear everywhere she went. So the teddy bear becomes a clue for the boy who really was, they portrayed as a girl, as a means to disgrace and humiliate in order to draw the attention to the storyline, in order to follow the plot, because the plot thickens as we move from the alpha to the omega. And at the omega, we find Oz, the man behind the motherfucking curtain. Now, the man behind the motherfucking curtain is really a woman, because they thought that the woman was a man. But all the time, the man was a woman. How do you know? Because the curtain is the veil. And the only motherfucker behind the veil is Isis. So when Isis is unveiled, we unveil the queen of heaven and earth. It's just that simple. And in order for us to unveil the queen of heaven and earth, we had to have a motherfucking 50-50 flip. 50 sisters flip 50 niggas, and 50 niggas flip 50 sisters off a zigzag flip. But it's got to be one in the middle, because they playing cat's paw. Each one flip a clue, but they playing monkey in the middle to see what I do. Now I sit back and watch as the game be played, and I snatch every key as it come my way. I'm the baddest of the bad and the bravest of the brave, the coldest of the cold and the boldest of the bold. Mama say I'm something like a brass-ass monkey with too much nerve. But Pops think it's more like a red-head, left-hand monkey, something so rare motherfucker never see it. So when you put that shit together, you get a red-head, left-hand monkey flipping off of Mama right hand. So this is a monkey flip off a motherfucking team sport on the family redemption, because the family is the house that fell on the girl, and the girl was the innocent victim of the motherfucking torrents of nature. And the torrents of nature was a byproduct of the conjure, because when the close of the age come, anybody with the conjure creates a negative energy vortex that goes in the opposite direction, in the wrong spin. For the event to take place, it has to clear up all of the negative spin. So all of the righteous queens spin to the right, but all the wicked queens still flipping to the left. And then all of the ones flipping to the left got stuck because the wheel stopped spinning on the left spin. But there was some that tried to spin left, and what they was doing is they were actually trying to restore the matriarchy, and they were being sabotaged by a chaos queen conjuring in the background in order to cause the disruption so that the sisters could never come together and link up on the psychic network through a... I don't know what happened, but you can watch these motherfuckers now as they spit that shit up, because karma came to pay them, right? So now y'all know that the close of the age has been signaled by the prophecies being fulfilled off the prophecies of Fatima. And Fatima in Islam is the daughter of Muhammad. And they had to find her a righteous husband, so they found Ali. So this is a mirror of what's taking place in the spirit realm being translated to what is going on the earth realm, right? So the sisters is seeing the chaos, but what they seeing is the chaos is the result of order being restored, as opposed to the resort. Instead of chaos breaking out, order is setting in. And in order for order to set in, chaos becomes isolated. And in the isolation, it creates a vortex like water going down the drain. That energy vortex causes these negative energies to be drawn away from us. So now let's deal with hell. They told y'all that hell was hot, and that we was originally in what you call a tropical climate. So we wasn't worried about heat per se. What they're not telling you when they tell you about hell is that hell is short for Helen. And Helen is a Blue Lodge flip, right? Because my Aunt Helen was Blue Lodge. And the Helen is the Greek fraternities. And the Greek fraternity, blue represents the Delta Blues, which Oprah was the queen mother of the Delta Blue. That's why she was absent at the 60th birthday of Obama. Now, I was trying to get pictures of her seat, but I haven't got them yet. But I'm going to get them because of the receipts. Because there was some calligraphy wrote on there, and she was conspicuous by her absence, right? Now, knowing that she's the queen of the Deltas, that means that she was predisposed somewhere else, because 60 is G-O. And G-O mean go, but she ain't there. That means the Deltas is already gone. And the Delta force is the force that came in on horseback. And those are the mayors on the congregation of the mayors. And now that the Delta force is ran its course, watch the Delta variant change in the news. Because the Delta variant was the public outcry from the ones that was holding power to their minions in the world, to tell them that these matriarchs was making a move for power and that their time was limited. Now that the Delta variant has ran its course, in comes the elephants, what you call a different variant. They should call it something like the SikApe variant or some shit. Something with an S or a Z, or a 2, because a 2 is a Z by imagery, by formation of the sign, right? From there, don't get caught up in people's philosophies. You got the truth written in your heart. Follow the truth. You're gonna make the right choice. That's what you have to do. Now, what you don't know is what you will discover over the next upcoming days as things that was hidden become exposed, because as CASHAPP pay out the wicked, they and suffering because they don't want to suffer what they inflicted on other people, because that shit done been sent back to them. From there, they have to suffer for their own dirt. Now, for the ones in the middle that was confused, y'all can continue to be confused, because y'all was the ones that they call in the Bible lukewarm. Y'all didn't choose a side between good and evil. Y'all tried to coast up the middle of the two, right? You're going to have to choose a side now. The side, you just going to be on the back burner until your time comes, whenever that might be, according to your works and your deeds. Some of the ones in the middle was in the middle because they were supposed to be there. They wasn't supposed to pick a side, and they were supposed to work both sides from the middle. But that's a difficult task, and most people lose their way, and that's why that's taboo. It takes a strong mind to remain who you are while you go through what you go through in order to become what you're going to become. You can't allow your mind to be subdued by your emotions. Your intellect has to rule the emotions, because you will make a decision out of the emotion that will cause you to have a lifetime of regret, because your mind was subdued by the emotion. Your emotions is your navigation system. Your body is your avatar. It's actually your Merkaba. Mir means light, Ka means earth, and Ba means soul. The Merkaba is the vessel in which the soul uses to traverse the earth. And that's this earth, and that's these bodies. But the body is not us, because we are eternal. So now the eternal beings that's coming back as children get to learn from a childhood how to develop and control their self to get the greatest production out of each child in the most beneficial direction. For those who don't follow this path, they're going to end up lost, and they're going to have to find their own way in the darkness. But now we have educational systems being set up as I speak to re-educate these children according to the new ways. Yep, light body activation, Star David. Yep, it's also called the Star Life, which is actually, once your consciousness awake, you have a light ricochet of chakras, and as the light ricochet off the chakras and accelerate, it forms what you call the star life, and then it begins to flux. As it begins to flux, it forms another form. It's called the isosceles triangle, which is like a 21-side triangle. And that's in its 3D fixed position flux. So you become a physical body. While y'all talking about GMOs are being removed from the food source, because the people that was dependent upon GMOs to maintain a artificial matrix are not going to be here. So the chemicals they was putting in the food to adjust the people that don't belong here to make their body form match the earth enough to stay here for the period of time, then those are the ones that's going to be left to shrivel up somewhere, because they're not going to be able to sync with this new vibration of the new earth. Their mitochondrials will be slowly choked out by the love energy that's going to overwhelm the darkness in them and repel it. And the love energy is not going to participate in sustaining what is not beneficial to the collective, because now these sisters got it in their head and they understand that as the survival of the species is to preserve the children first, because that's our future. And the only way to make sure they preserve the children first is to build a matriarchal wall of these motherfucking grand matriarchs, long tusk elephant motherfuckers around the kids, and turn loose the goddamn gorilla brigade that's been sitting on their back, sucking up the game in order to make sure that they learn how to be effective as a father. So this is where we at. And so, the karma is playing out in real time. As this karma play out, these sisters is posting the receipts in real time. This shit ain't no longer taking 2 and 3 and 4, 5 days to see. This shit damn near instant within a couple of hours. No. So where we at now is, where's a movie, we would say this is the end. That's all, folks. Looney Tunes. But since they call this shit real life, we on to the next phase of life. A next phase up on a different type of earth, with a different type of mindset, with different calibers of people. Don't cry for these motherfuckers that don't mean you no good, because they sure wasn't crying for you when you needed them. Right? And don't cry for the ones that stayed neutral and didn't offer a hand to help because they was neutral. We gonna keep that same energy. While they was neutral, we neutral. You know? Some of them, while you was neutral, they was working against you. That's okay. They gonna get a just reward. It's all written down. It's all prophecy. It's all documented. This shit not a secret no more. The only people that's keeping it a secret now is, you know? So pay attention to what's going on, because this shit's about to go way down. Y'all about to see some shit. It's about to be reality check time. Right? So since I done went through the sciences and touched on a little bit of this and a little bit of that and flipped out some major shit, maybe somebody can understand what's going on. So with that, I'm gonna leave y'all, and I'm gonna pick this back up when I'm required to do one again, and hopefully we can save this one. All right, so we out from here. So this is 444 off of Angel Bay Knock to the Blue Lodge, and the picture that I'm going to use as the screensaver for this video is my message from Tukey from the Crooked Man saying, "Crip, nigga, crip." And so that's what the picture you're going to see when I save this, going to be the screensaver, is my message from Tukey when I was going to get something to eat. So yesterday, Biden flew into Colorado and went to go meet with Hoover. The reason why he flew into Colorado, because when they invited Hoover to come talk to them, he declined. They had to come to him. He the fucking king. And so on his way, they had the corrections officer in Florence poll the inmates. Unanimously, every inmate that they asked if they wanted to speak to Biden while he was there to vex their grievance said, "We want you to talk to Hoover." Every inmate in Florence Max sent them to Hoover. And so they go to Angel Bay, because Hoover refused to talk to him without his left-hand man. And since they didn't have Tukey in Colorado yet, he had to have Malachi York standing in off the Blue Lodge off the right hand. So when they go to talk to Angel Bay, he just stood there and looked at they motherfucking ass, right? So Biden little bitch ass was talking to him. And while Biden talking to him, he just looking at him. And then Biden started turning pink. Started getting flush red with fear. So he said, there's no talking to this guy. And they turned around and they walked away. And the elder showed me where Biden told his Secret Service, he said, man, that guy's intense.